Hello, and welcome to the University of Law. This is a video I've wanted to do for a while now, and again, as I've said previously, there's so many reviews, and it's great. There's so much stuff coming out, which is fantastic to celebrate and review. That I don't always get time to do these discussion videos, and this is what I wanted to do for a while. And it's all about the old style Big Finish, which was the monthly releases. So you would get like one CD every month, and obviously when you got the box sets, they would be individual CDs inside. And yeah, so you get one a month. Maybe it might be a 2 disc a month. Maybe if it's the Eighth Doctor or Fourth Doctor, you get 1 disc a month. But they came as single discs. The box sets were single discs, and they were replaced by these, which are, and I'll just show you on this example here, these kind of slip covers with a 3 disc plastic casing. And they both have their pros and cons, and I kind of wanted to go through which was my favourite, and I thought I'd base it on a number of factors. So I've got some tokens in the middle, and what I'm going to be doing is giving a token for each one and seeing how well they score. I'm not quite sure how it's going to go because I haven't really planned. I know in my heart what my favourite one is, but it'll be interesting to see how it comes out in this kind of more scientific process. But please do in the comments play along with me this game, and do let me know in the comments what your score was. So traditional singular CDs, box set releases. So let's start with the packaging. And let's start with the eco side of the packaging, which is that these packages are slimmer. So for example, this has got 3 CDs in, whereas this one doesn't, it's slightly thicker. So what that means is that there's more plastic, which isn't as good for the environment. So let's give that a token there. Sorry, to this one. There's less plastic, but also it's going to take up less space in delivery van. So whether it's being delivered to Big Finish or it's being delivered to all of our houses, they usually do 1,000 or so of these physically. What that means is it's taking up less space in a van, which means you can fit more in, which means there's less vans on the road and it's better for the environment. So on that basis, we have got 2 tokens already on this side. Also, the fact that these are slimmer does mean that I can fit more on my shelf. So I can buy more Big Finish, I can fit more of it on a shelf. So I think that's interesting. I can buy more stuff. And I guess that's a double-edged sword, because it also means that it's a double benefit, because Big Finish can also fit more of this stuff in their warehouse. Let's give them another one, because actually that means that they can make more stuff because they can fit more stuff in their warehouse. So this one's doing really well so far. However, this has got 3 discs in, whereas actually when you think about it, the main range would have 2 discs in. So actually 2 discs together would be thinner than this, and they would contain 4 discs, whereas this can contain 4, but actually it's thicker. So maybe, I'm not thinking straight, that needs to take a token there. So maybe actually that goes there. Where this one benefits, and maybe I'll give them both one for this, where this one benefits is that actually if this was to be, say, you had the Centauran versus Rutans set, you could squeeze them all into a thinner one of these rather than having 4 individuals. And also this gets dispatched as one, whereas those have to be 1 a month over 4 months. So again, it's all that space in all those vans being delivered every single month. Now, one of the big things for me, and I am going to just give 1 token for this, but one of the deciding factors for me is that I like the old-fashioned ones for the simple reason that I love the artwork. Each story gets its own piece of artwork, which you don't get with these box sets anymore. Okay, so each episode gets its own disc art, its own cover art, and I just love having that artwork on my shelf. I'm excited about Classic Doctor's New Monsters, and things like that, and things like the Centaurans versus Rutans set. Thinking about the pricing, say there is I'm one of those people where I haven't got space for everything. I haven't got the budget for everything. So I stick with releases that have a Doctor in, and that tends to be geared towards a Doctor who was a Doctor on television. I love the recasts, but you can't buy everything. I tend to stick, if I have to choose, with an actor who played the part on television. So, I mean, if you've got a set like the Peladon set, and one of the episodes in there has got River Song in, and actually you're not a massive fan of River Song, there's no Doctor in there, or actually you just wanted the 8th Doctor one or the 6th Doctor one, rather than being made to buy all of them as a set, by having them individually, you then have a choice as a customer as to what you want to buy. So I guess that's a token over there. On the Classic Monsters, I'm also one of those people who really likes to put my CDs in order of the Doctor's timeline. So, for example, if you've got a Peladon set and there's an 8th Doctor story, there's a 6th Doctor story, and spoiler alert, the 10th Doctor is in the first episode, I would really like to put those CDs with their Doctors rather than having them in the same set. So for me, I would even take them out of a box set. So that's not even just them being standalone releases monthly. That is actually having them standalone in a set as well. So I just love the fact that they've got their own artwork and they get to go on the right place in the shelf. So we've talked about the packaging side of things and the eco-friendliness of the packaging. We've talked about the design. We've talked about affordability. Now, obviously, affordability-wise, as I said, by having them in the traditional single ones, you can pick and choose. However, if you are buying all of it like I do, I am a completist. If you're buying all of it, it is more cost-effective to do this way. But I'm still going to keep this token here because by the same merit, it's actually really important to be able to have that choice. So if you don't want to buy all of it, you can just pick and choose which stories you want. The next thing, so we talked about affordability, packaging. In terms of actually experiencing the story itself, I sometimes find that you get less of an impact from the box sets because I listen to them all in one go. So a box set will come out and I'll do the whole thing in a 3-hour sit down. And actually, what I loved about Dark Gallifrey and what I love about the Centaurans versus Rutans is that every month you have to wait for the next one, and you listen to it again, and you listen over to it, and you think about it and you speculate about it. I do these videos and we talk about it. So this is a much more interactive experience, and I feel you savour it more and enjoy it more. There's more discussion around it, more thinking about the story and immersion in the story, thinking about the characters and speculation. So I'm going to give this counter over here. Now that's not to say that you can't get it with the box sets, because obviously Hooklight was a perfect example of that incredible cliffhanger suspense. You wait for the next month and you get that, but that's quite rare for box sets. And obviously traditionally, if you had like Dark Eyes, again that was similar, but you didn't get the whole Dark Eyes in one set, you got it consecutively. So yes, 6th Doctor, Dark Eyes style of stuff. Big box sets can do that, but as a whole you get that experience from the old-fashioned way, which was kind of the main range trilogies that we kind of had from sort of the 2010s onwards. So let's see where we are. We've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and we've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Okay, they're actually drawn. I'd love to see what you put in the comments, but yeah, I mean my preference is this one, and I guess I did give 2 for eco here because it was less plastic and it was less space on the van. I do stand by that, but I guess you could count eco as 1 count, which gives this one the edge. But yeah, so the benefits of these box sets is if you're buying all of it, they are more affordable. You are getting to experience the whole story all in one go. It is better for the environment. It's less plastic. Well, again, actually, that's debatable. It can be less plastic. It does mean less deliveries because you're getting a whole series in one go. You can have cliffhangers. You can have box sets that are linked together. So yeah, but the main, and you can fit more of these on your shelf. But again, that depends actually on whether you're buying everything. If you were going to buy everything that was in there, and also as to whether whether you might have got two discers on the thin releases. So yeah, that can be debatable actually. I think all that does give this one the edge, but there are benefits to these, and I do enjoy them. And I have loved the bundles and getting two a year. I'm trying to think now. So for the 7th Doctor, for example, if he did 4, they used to get 4 CDs a year, didn't they? So that was 8 discs. We now get 6 discs a year with this. So we do get slightly less of each Doctor, but then there are more Doctors to cater for now, so that probably is an influence on it as well. But yeah, I do prefer, and it looks like they are going back to the old one simply because you can pick and choose what you want to get. I think for me, it's the cover art, it's having that freedom to move them around the shelf if they've got different Doctors in, and for me, it's also the just the enjoyment of the story. It's that building that story slowly over time. So for me, the eggs goes to the traditional, while I still will buy and enjoy and see the benefits of the new packaging. But yeah, let me know what you think. I'd love to hear your thoughts in the comments below. As always, don't forget to like and subscribe. I look forward to speaking to you soon.